Are you shocked? Are you surprised? I'm not. I'm not. This game was just a microcosm of what's been going on all season. As an Eagles fan, I can't speak for you, but for me, I was smoking that hopium that they would put it together in this game, and they didn't. They didn't. But first and foremost, congratulations to the San Francisco 49ers for coming into the link and getting the job done. They got the job done 23-19. And this game, we lost this game exactly how we've been playing all season. The offensive line fell apart in the second half. Of course, the play calling was some ass. Ajbrown's play was shoddy at best. The running game was on and off. We didn't want to use Tank, whatever. He played well, but after those 2.5 touches, we decided not to use him, and Jalen didn't really run. I don't know why he didn't run, and I'm hearing a lot of people, they want Nick fired. I want him fired for a different reason, and it might be the same reason as other people, but my thing with Nick, it's not the fact that he can't call an offense. I mean, he is where he is. We're in year 5 of this, so, he's not changing. We already know that he needs a good OC to call the offense. My problem with Nick is he didn't pivot from Kevin Patullo all season. He stuck with him, and that's my problem. Once you saw that he wasn't good enough to handle the offense, you had to make a change, and that had to happen at like week 12, week 13, somewhere around then, going into the third quarter of the season. And it seems like Nick hasn't learned his lesson of hitting his head on a brick wall and keep trying to do the same thing over and over again whenever it doesn't work. But that's my problem with Nick. Of course, Kevin Patullo, he needs to go. But if Nick were to get fired because of this, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be surprised. The thing is, there's not a lot of head coaches taking teams to Super Bowl laying around. Jalenhurts, he's been telling us the coaches have been ass all season. Yeah, this game was exactly how we've been playing all season. Jake Elliott, I said going about a couple weeks ago that I didn't trust Jake going into the playoffs. Last year, he got the mulligan of not playing that well. And then, of course, him being a Super Bowl caliber kicker and a great playoff kicker, I gave him the mulligan last year, but not again this year. You can't be bad for 7 weeks in a row and then be good for 2 meaningless games and then expect me to think that you're going to put it all together in the playoffs. That extra point that he missed, that could have been the difference of us kicking the field goal at the end of the game instead of going for it on 4th and whatever it was. But AJ Brown, he gave piss poor effort, I believe, and I think it's time for him to go. It's time for us to trade him. And it's not even because, and look at Nick running up on AJ, calling him all sorts of bitches and whatnot. But first of all, he should have did that around week 11, week 12, whatever. And second of all, he should have did that to KP. He should have did that to KP, running up on KP and fired off on him. But like I said in a couple videos ago, it's okay to get your jersey dirty. It's okay. I don't know, why he doesn't want to lay out for a ball. Yeah, man, AJ Brown, I thought we should trade him after this season anyway. But with everything that's going on, it just makes it easier. My reason is a little bit different from everybody else's reason. With his archetype, and I've talked about this before, but with his archetype of receiver, like a Demaryius Thomas, Julio Jones, Andre Johnson, they usually fade out around age 29 or 30 anyway. So I'm like, let's get something for him while he still has value. Okay, if we trade him, I don't care where we trade him to, but all those lower body injuries, I think they've added up. And, if he has one more good year, then so be it. But it ain't going to be much longer after that, I promise you. So I'm good with trading him. Plus, he doesn't seem engaged. He got the C on his chest, but it has to mean something, man. It has to mean something. It can't be just for decoration. So one of my keys to victory was Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. I have one question. All right. Penalties aside, it says that we had 7 penalties. But my question is, why can't Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter both play at a high level at the same time? Why can't that happen? We kind of went outside. Vic kind of shat the bed as well too. He really did. On this last play, why are 8 people in the huddle? What is going on here? Nick has no input. It seems like Jalen's talking to the dude behind KP. It's not a good look, man. It's not a good look. But we've got some stuff to handle, got some stuff to clean up. But Brock Purdy, he definitely came in and he did his thing. He made some necessary throws. He had those 2 interceptions or whatever, but he's still stuck in there. He hung in there and he scrambled or whatever, and he made the plays that his team needed to make. So respect to Brock Purdy. Kyle put him in good situations to succeed. People are going to say that, Demarcus Robinson and Jawan Jennings, they're nobodies or whatever, but Jawan Jennings has a career game over, I think, 175 in his career. So he's not a scrub. And Demarcus Robinson, he's a Super Bowl champion. He played with Patty, and for, a couple of those years, Demarcus seemed like he was the go-to guy after Tyreek Hill left. So, he's good for big games. They play well, man. Just, props to them. But yeah, man, Robert Saleh, I don't know if I can give Robert Saleh all that much credit, man. That's how bad Kevin Patullo is, man. That's how bad Kevin Patullo is. And this guy says Jason Avant is really, really good on the NBC Sports Philadelphia Eagles postgame show. If y'all saw him, look, do you see Jason Avant? Do you see Jason Avant? He got on his Winchester shirt, fly ass tie. He had the tie clip. He looked like he was ready to interview for the OC position that night. That's what he looks like. Listen, I've heard him talk. He looks like he knows what he's talking about. Maybe if, they can't land a big fish like Mike McDaniel or Brian Daboll or whoever, maybe they can go the route of Jason Avant. He's a former Eagle. He seems like he cares. He seems like he knows what he's talking about. So, but yeah, man, that's all I got. This season has been draining. I'm not going to hold you. They put us out of our misery, and it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Hopefully, Howie can really put together a plan to get this thing back on track and not waste any of these guys' prime. We're going to see what happens moving forward.